Virginia has been president and CEO of the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired, which is our full technical name. Locally, we're sometimes called the Lighthouse, but we emphasize that we're the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind and the Visually Impaired because it better focuses on the population that we serve. She's been the president and the CEO since 2005, and the Miami Lighthouse is very, very lucky to have her. In her short period as the president and the CEO, we've already achieved the coveted 4-star ranking from Charity Navigator. We've achieved that 3 years in a row. And there's basically a 3-part vision program that the Lighthouse has to provide vision rehabilitation and eye health services that promote independence, to educate professionals, and to conduct research in related fields. Now, Virginia represents the first blind CEO in the Lighthouse's nearly 80-year history, probably one of the few in the entire nation to ever be in a leadership position of a charity. And Virginia's been a very highly successful leader, working closely with me, my colleagues on the board, but also setting a wonderful example for those in our community as someone that can do whatever a sighted person can do. She does it a little bit differently.
Imagine for a minute working your way up the ladder of a major institution in this country, and during the last 5 years of your career, having a secret. My secret was that I was slowly losing my vision. I didn't want people to know that. It was tough being a woman because that glass ceiling drops down very quickly. Now imagine a woman who was going blind. I sometimes joke and say, I'm just a blind blonde, but that wouldn't go over too well in Hovde Hall in West Lafayette, Indiana. So I had this idea that I needed to learn how to do things differently. But before I got to Miami to do that, I want to share with you chapter 1 of The Blind Visionary. It's not easy to hide your vision loss, and Art's going to recognize how that is, because when you've got retinitis pigmentosa, imagine your vision, your field of vision being like the open hole in a donut, and that hole slowly closes. But you read with your central, then there's a new president. I worked with him from August until December of 2000. On one November day, I walked from my office at one end of the hall to his office, the other end of the hall. And his administrative assistant says, oh, Virginia, this weekend we got all new furniture in the president's office. And I'm thinking, great. I say, oh, what's it like? And she says, oh, it's so beautiful. It's very modern. It's all glass. Art, you know what that means, right? And I say, oh, I hope there's a frame around it so it's got some nice wood. She said, oh, no, it's very modern. Now, there were a few people, of course people knew I was starting to lose my vision, but not how bad it really was. And she could see probably the sheer panic on my face. And she said, you know what, Virginia? I'm going to tell him you're not ready. Imagine, brand new president, she's telling him Virginia's not ready. Oh, well, that was, that was minor. So she says, I'm going to offer him a Coke. I don't know why we got these Coke stories. And he'll have to go to the bathroom, and then I'll bring you in his office and show it to you. So she offers him a Coke. He goes in the bathroom. She says, come on, come on, come on. I go in the president's office, and I realize at a distance I can only see the sofa. So I say, Nancy, tell President Jacko you've seated me. She said, well, we don't do that, Virginia. He really likes to call you in. I said, that's okay. Tell him you seated me. So he comes out of his restroom, I stand up, I shake his hand, we go over the business of the day, but the entire time I'm thinking of that glass coffee table, and when I leave, I hope I don't plop myself right on it. The good news is I walked wide around it, and as I went to the other end of the hall, I said, Virginia, the time has come. I knew about the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind because my daughter, who here's with us now, was teaching at Florida International University, and she had a research project that combined Ford International University, the Miami Lighthouse, and the Bascom Palmer Eye Institute. And she used to say, Mom, when your eyes get really bad enough, you need to relocate to Miami. And indeed, that was the moment in my life where I said, I'm heading to Miami.